So where does guilt originate? We talked about where shame originates from. Where does
Yes.
guilt originate?
So it's actually, since it starts a little bit later, it's again in the research, it's thought to start like maybe around age 5 or 6, and that still seems pretty early. But there's really good research out there to show that even at that early age, that the child is beginning to internalize the values and morals of the family, and more importantly, they're beginning to understand and have a capacity for concern. So, like
Hmm.
if you look at any kind of play therapy, for example, with kids, their behaviors will begin to indicate that they're experiencing guilt even at that early age. So what does that look like? So if they destroy something in play, you may see them trying to repair it, right?
Hmm.
If they do something that they know hurts somebody else, like they stole a toy, they may actually have the capacity to apologize for it. So, in other
Hmm.
words, in short, they're developing empathy, which is necessary for guilt. And they're beginning to see the other person as separate and what we call whole. And I won't go down this too much because this is a little bit of too much theory, but basically the difference between shame and guilt is part object relations. In other words, in part object relations, that's shame. Somebody's there just to meet your needs. And if they don't meet your needs, you have every right to be furious with them, right? Or to shame them or
Hmm.
humiliate them because why? Because they deserve it. Okay.
Right.
So then with guilt, we think of it as relating to whole objects. That just means another person, but that means that they're not just there to meet your needs anymore, that they have thoughts, feelings of their own that
Hmm.
could be different than yours. And that's very painful, but it doesn't give you the right to destroy what they believe or feel.
Right.